everybody, and welcome back to my one completed eye. I don't think I've ever actually started a video like this before, but the whole point is I just wanted to sit down and essentially do my makeup with you today. I don't think I've done a get ready with me / makeup tutorial in a really long time, and because I haven't posted in a couple of weeks, I figured I can sit down and just catch up with you and basically shoot the shit. So without any further ado, I'm gonna zoom you in a little bit more because yeah, I am working on my eyes, and yeah, I did want to test out one eye before I went ahead and got on camera to do the other because I just wanted to make sure everything was going to work out. And I decided to actually dive into this palette here from Melt Cosmetics. This is the Radioactive palette. I got it on sale at Sephora several months ago. That's before my whole no buy / low buy started. This was, I believe, half the price it currently costs. That's what I ended up paying for it, and that's what it looks like on the inside. It is nice, bright, and vibrant, and I really wanted to dig into this palette, not just because I don't really ever use it, I don't know why I purchased it in the first place, but because I want to channel some springtime vibes. It has been a roller coaster winter in Canada this year. So many highs, so many lows, lots of snow, lots of cold temperatures, but then we've also had quite a few warm days where the snow would completely melt and then the next day it would be raining, the next day it'd be snowing. I mean, these are some extreme temperatures that we've been having, like hello global warming. And then on top of all of that, with the COVID-19 virus spreading rapidly around the world, I don't want to say I've necessarily been put into self-isolation or quarantine, but I have been doing some social distancing, as most people around the world have been practicing as of late. As you can see, we've got some neon vibes going on with a pretty thick winged liner. I also went really big on the lashes because I felt like a look like this kind of needed something big and bold, and I really do like how it turned out. And I'm still toying with the idea of whether or not I want some glitter in the inner corner or maybe glitter on the lid. We'll see how I'm feeling once the whole face is done. That'll kind of be the finishing touch. I guess if we're just diving right into it, I'm gonna start off with this neon yellow color here called Neon, for lack of a better word. I am using this tiny little shader brush here from Morphe. This is an M210. Speaking of Morphe, I'm sure many of you have either watched or heard of some of the news that's been going on around the company, and in particular around the Jaclyn Hill Volume 2 palette that was recently released. I know a lot of people have done a deep dive into the ingredients as of late. In particular, Jen from Jen Loves Reviews, she ended up doing an analysis because her sister-in-law apparently purchased the Volume 1 palette, and it was completely different from the original palette that Jen has. I too have the original palette. I love it. I haven't had any issues with it since I purchased it. And based on that notion, and also based on the Jaclyn Hill video that she ended up releasing, so Jaclyn Hill herself, talking about her palette. Next I'm going into Radon, the orange color, and I'm going to use this fluffy brush. This is an M575 from Morphe. And so in that video, Jaclyn basically said that the formulation of the eyeshadows was going to be identical to the first palette. So consumers who bought the first palette had nothing to worry about because they were purchasing the exact same formula. And that was made into a pretty big deal because then Jaclyn went on to talk about how other people wanted to use her formula when they were doing collaborations with the brand, and the brand would say no because that was a custom formula that Jaclyn herself created with Morphe. It looks like Morphe has decided to change the formula without letting Jaclyn know, and they have admitted as such on Twitter. Sorry, there's a lot of kick up in this palette. And to me, I think it's a little bit shady when a brand goes behind someone's back and just decides to change up something that's not already broken. And I don't think it's the responsibility of the company to necessarily tell the collaborator that they're making changes. I mean, at the end of the day, I'm sure there's some small, super fine print built into a contract saying Morphe can make changes as needed. And that could be due to ingredient shortages cartridges or improving the efficiency of a formula, or at the end of the day, it's about cutting costs. Morphe wants to make money. We're all capitalistic here in North America, and I'm sure around most of the world. We want to see a profit. We got bills to pay, and people are always wanting cheaper and cheaper makeup products, or at least makeup products at a more affordable price point. And so I think those ingredient changes were made for that particular reason. I did get some comments on my video after I posted it and after Jen went live with her review, of viewers basically saying that I need to rethink my video. I should do better research about the ingredients and so on. I'm going into Xenon next, which is the green color. The reason I was disappointed when I was reading those comments is because I feel like people didn't actually watch my video, because if they did, they would have realized I just took Jacqueline's word, and maybe that is my fault that I didn't do more research into the ingredients. But at the end of the day, I'm not a huge ingredients person. Yeah, I'm gonna point out some ingredients that might be irritating to the eye. I'm gonna let people know if there's something in there that sounds a little bit fishy, if I think it's fishy based on my own research, but I'm not going to single out each and every ingredient and then compare it to the first palette. That's just not necessarily my style of review videos. What I'm pretty much reviewing is whether or not the current eyeshadow formula that I have in my possession is gonna work. And if it works, great, I'm gonna give it a good review. If it doesn't, I'm not gonna give it a great review, and I'm gonna explain to you why. And so I kind of just wish there was more discussion around why some of those changes have been made, not necessarily attacking me for why I didn't mention any of those. And besides, I had recorded that video before Jen came out with her video and before all of this drama with Morphe erupted. So cut me some slack. I know my regular audience, the people who watch every single video, thank you so much for doing that, by the way, because that means the world to me, especially since I'm not posting as frequently as I used to. I appreciate every minute you dedicate to my channel and actually watch these videos. I know y'all wouldn't ever really make those negative comments, but you would tell me to my face if I did something that you didn't agree with, and obviously I would take that as constructive criticism. So I guess that's what I'm saying. At the end of the day, I take constructive criticism, but I don't take attacks very well. I'm just blending this green a little bit higher into my crease. I just want that to sort of come down in a diagonal line because I want the yellow to really come down on the other side. So as this green builds up, I want the yellow color to come down, and I'm gonna re-intensify that in just a second. Oh, and I'm using another Morphe brush, go figure. This is the M507. You can really see how these shadows are popping. It's beautiful. I'm just gonna go back and actually re-intensify some of these colors. I just want to make sure everything is going to blend beautifully and look seamless. So do you see how I've come down there? I think that's a really flattering shape, and it's a nice way to sort of blend in that green to the yellow. And obviously there is a reason to why I decided to do my eyes first. It's because this eyeshadow formula has a lot of fallout. I probably should do some of that cleaning up right now. I'm just gonna use some of this micellar water. This is the Bioderma. I really, really love this. Just taking a clean cotton pad, getting a little bit onto it, and I'm just gonna go underneath my eye and clean it up as best I can. I don't know if you can see that cotton pad, but that's just what's underneath my eye. So yeah, there's a lot of fallout. I'm gonna stop fussing with the look because I think for the most part I've gotten it pretty even, and I know the wing liner is gonna cover up some of it, so I think we're gonna be okay. And then of course when we put the lashes on, if there are any mistakes, the lashes are also gonna help cover up any of those boo-boos. For liner, I am gonna use my trusty Tom Ford eye defining pen. I can't seem to do wing liner with anything except this little bad boy here, so I'm gonna use my good old faithful. Since I can't talk and do liner at the same time, give me a second. I might have gone a little too low in the angle on this eye. I think I needed to raise the wing liner a little bit more, but I feel like if I fidget with it too much, I'm just gonna have one gigantic black line coming down this eye. So I'm just gonna hope that the lashes are gonna cover it up well enough. I mean, this is real life. I am not a perfectionist, and I am also not a professional makeup artist, so I feel like this is what real people just do. We cover our shit up with lashes and whatever. I'm just using my L'Oreal Carbon Black Mascara right now. This is a great mascara at the drugstore, good price point, and it does such a great job of covering your lashes. See? Like, it looks so good. Now that that's pretty much done, I'm just gonna go on my lower lash line back in with this green color called Xenon, and I'm just gonna stamp that there. And that's pretty much gonna complete the look. I'm gonna put some lashes on afterwards and then get onto my face. When it comes to posting content on my channel, I really want to make sure I am producing good videos for you. I don't just want to slap up anything, and that takes time, and it's just time I don't seem to have right now in my schedule. And it's not for lack of creativity. I mean, sometimes I sit at work and all I can do is daydream of what videos I want to film for YouTube, but for whatever reason I can't connect the creative part of my brain to the physical aspect of actually sitting down, filming, going through the editing process, uploading, and hitting publish. That all seems to be like a huge mountain for me right now, and it's not a mountain I've felt really passionate about climbing, which is sad because I do love filming and I love reviewing makeup and doing tutorials and getting ready with you and just chatting about anything. But I feel like the platform itself, so YouTube as a whole, has really changed over the last couple of years, and I find smaller content creators aren't getting the amount of exposure that some larger channels do, and that's really hard. And this is me just putting everything out there for you. If I'm sitting down and filming a video for you, sometimes it can take me up to an hour, maybe 2 hours just to film a video. Once I'm done filming, I then have to obviously export that onto my computer. I have to sit down and edit that. All of that process can take me anywhere from 3 to 6 hours, sometimes 7 hours. It depends on how long I can actually sit down and do all of the work in a single sitting. So if we're actually looking at how much time and effort it takes to film a video, it can be between anywhere from 1 to 2 days just to get one video up. And for me, that is a lot of time at this present moment in my life, because I'm also going through some self-reflection and reevaluation of where I'm at in life. Honestly, guys, I feel like I'm in just such a weird place in my life right now where I'm doing a lot of self-reflection and trying to figure out who I am. I'm not entirely happy with where I'm at in life. I mean, I know I've accomplished a lot. I've had some great successes. I've also had some massive failures. But I know I can be better, and I'm just trying to figure out how to be better. What does that entail? Do I get recertified in something? Do I travel more? Do I explore my own province where I live, my own neighborhood a little bit more? Do I make new friends? Do I reconnect with old friends? Like, what does all of that mean? And so that's what I've been trying to figure out as well. So all of that, the issues I've had with YouTube, because I mean, the exposure thing is really hard. I was talking about, see, I got sidetracked. I was talking about the platform and how things have changed, and I feel like my videos aren't getting enough exposure and the views are really low, which, you know, to me hasn't always been a big deal. The core audience that I have, the people that I love and chat with on the regular, I know you guys are watching and I'm so appreciative of that, but the videos aren't getting more exposure than you guys, which is okay, but the amount of effort it does take to create a video, it's a lot, and I'm trying to figure out if it's worth it. And the crazy thing is, the day I'm filming, which is today, that is March 15th, it is my 4-year YouTube anniversary. And yeah, I've been on this platform for 4 years, and I think I have accomplished a lot. I love what I do, but I'm also reevaluating this, and maybe it means taking my channel in a different direction, making different types of videos, or maybe just sticking with makeup. I don't know yet. So there's a lot of variables right now that are up in the air, and I'm just generally confused with where I'm at in life. All of that is to basically explain to you why I haven't been a little more active on this channel. It's also hopefully an explanation for why I'm not posting as much on social media either. I did for a little while try to put in some more effort into my Instagram account. I thought if I started creating more makeup looks and posting them there, I'd get a little more traction. Whoever does follow me on Instagram, thank you so much for all of the likes, the comments, the DMs back and forth. That means the world to me, and I love having those interactions with you. But all of that is a lot of work too, and I just find in the evenings when I get home or on my weekends, I just don't have the time to dedicate to creating all of these cool and fun looks. I feel like a scarf just kind of floating in the wind right now. I have no real direction, and I'm kind of struggling to come up with some goals for myself. And that right there tells me I do need to take a step back and reevaluate basically where I'm at. And obviously the other elephant in the room that I'm sure is on everybody's mind right now is the COVID-19 virus, or the coronavirus. If you've been living under a rock, well, congratulations for avoiding all of the news around the world about this pandemic. And the World Health Organization has finally declared like a worldwide pandemic. I think it's just insane that we've gotten to this point now. And I've been one of the people who has tried to stay as realistic as possible. I am alert but not panicked, and I think that's one of the best ways to really move forward in this environment. I have been one of those people who's been adamant that if you are a healthy human being, you don't have any pre-existing conditions, that you generally lead a healthy lifestyle, if for whatever reason you are diagnosed with this particular virus, it's just gonna be the flu. You're gonna have flu-like symptoms. Obviously, like, knock on wood, nothing severe happens and there are no complications, but generally healthy individuals who are under the age of 60 recover from this particular flu. For anybody who is above the 60-year-old threshold mark, they are the people who are at higher risk, or anybody who already has a pre-existing condition, whether it be diabetes, emphysema, lung cancer, lung disease, that sort of thing, or even heart disease. And of course, that's all from the World Health Organization's website. I've been doing a lot of reading. I've tried diving into the stats a little bit to see where this could potentially go and do a little bit of predictive modeling, which, you know, for whatever reason I enjoy doing in my spare time. Obviously, it's gotten to the point where everybody is practicing social distancing, or at least everybody in Canada is practicing that. I do know Italy is under complete quarantine, but it's actually so awesome to look at Instagram videos of the Italians who are all just singing in song and dance and trying to support themselves through this really crazy time in their country. I feel incredibly fortunate to be in North America, to be in Canada in particular. I am putting a lot of trust in my healthcare system right now, as well as my government, to help us get through this. I know the economy isn't doing great, which who knows how that's going to turn out in the long run. A lot of businesses are shutting down. Unfortunately, where I work, I still have to go to work every single day, which is not an unfortunate thing. Again, don't get me wrong, I'm grateful to have a job, but I am fully equipped to work from home, so I hope that courtesy is extended to me by my employer in the very near future. We actually have a meeting on Monday, so tomorrow, to actually discuss this and see where we're gonna go. But If for whatever reason my place of employment shuts down, well, when we shut down, I don't get paid. If I don't get paid, my mortgage doesn't get paid. My bills don't get paid. I can't go to the grocery store and buy food. It's insane. And speaking of the grocery store, holy moly, the amount of panic and fear that people are experiencing at the moment is having a huge impact on supermarkets. I saw one woman the other day at the supermarket. I literally just went in to get milk. And this woman was like, oh my God, let's clear the shelf of all the milk. We need all the 2% we can find. We're not gonna have any more milk in the future. And I'm looking at her going, what is wrong with you? There is no food shortage at the moment. And I'm sure if something is coming down the pipeline, we're gonna eventually be told. But there's no need to clear off shelves because we're gonna get through this. The other thing I haven't been super impressed of when it comes to this particular virus is also just how many people are gouging each other. The other day in one of the buy and sell groups that I'm a part of on Facebook, I saw a post for one gentleman who was selling rolls of toilet paper. So not even the big packages, but just a roll of toilet paper for $200 a pop, which is just criminal. It's criminal and it's highway robbery. This is completely taking advantage of a situation and just being really horrible towards your fellow human. And it really pissed me off. But what felt like karmic justice is that another person in that group decided to DM this particular individual and agree to basically spend the $200 on a roll of toilet paper. Actually, two. She ended up asking for 2 rolls of toilet paper for $400. And she made this person drive to a mall and basically made him go around in a circle until she eventually said, haha, I'm not actually there to buy your toilet paper, you idiot. Who's gonna pay $400 for 2 rolls of toilet paper? I hope you had a nice day. Now, I don't also agree with her approach of doing that to another human being, but you know, that's karma for you. You try to rip somebody off, yeah, they're gonna try to make you a little more miserable in the future. It's just not nice to be doing that to one another. My sister-in-law, the other day, she went to the pharmacy to go pick up a prescription and she happened to ask the pharmacist, she's known this person for like 15 years, and said, you know, do you happen to have any hand sanitizer in the back? She's like, who told you? I'm like, what is this? Secrecy? Like FBI confidential information? I don't know. And Julie's like, well, I didn't know. I just thought I'd ask the question. I come here all the time and I haven't been able to find any hand sanitizer elsewhere. And she says, yeah, I actually just got a shipment in. I just opened the box. I haven't even had time to put it on the shelf. And she's like, okay, well, can I get 3 hand sanitizers? And the pharmacist obviously sold it to her, but what should cost only $2 regularly, and we're just talking about like one of those regular pumps of Purell, cost her $12.99. So there was a $10 markup on this hand sanitizer, which again, to me is ludicrous. We're all sitting here talking about humanity and trying to be kind to one another, and lo and behold, we're trying to rip each other off and stress each other out a little bit more by allowing highway robbery to happen. It's just crazy to me. It's madness, madness, I say. And now I'm gonna be going in with the foundation of the day. This is the Natasha Denona Transfer Matte Foundation. Do you see what this foundation has done? And I literally just pounced that on my skin. I mean, redness gone. I actually think that's my favorite part about the makeup routine is just putting foundation on, because I love seeing my redness just disappear. It's really awesome. I love how good that foundation looks. Next, I'm gonna go into this loose setting powder. This is from Cover FX. This is something I recently got on sale. It is the matte setting powder. I got mine in the shade Light. I'm just going to add the loose powder just under my eyes so I can make sure everything is set in. I also like doing this because I find it hides some of my larger pores. So I try to press this into my skin as best I can. I'm not sure if this is translating perfectly on camera right now, but as I'm looking at a close-up mirror, I really like the way this powder is sitting on my skin. And because I can't live without getting a little bit of extra coverage out of my powder, I am going to go into my Studio Fix powder from MAC, just to kind of hit some of the other areas that might not have as much coverage from the liquid foundation. And because I'm a powdering fiend, I am also gonna use my Hourglass Ambient Lighting Powder. I really love this for when I want to add just a slight extra glow to my skin. I don't know how this powder is able to do it, but it just gives my skin such a natural highlight and I love it. Next, I'm actually gonna go into another new palette that I have. I picked this up recently from Shoppers Drug Mart. This is the Physicians Formula Butter Collection. This is the Weylie Hoang collaboration, I guess. And this is what it looks like on the inside. So she's got a little bit of info up at the top from herself, and then obviously all of the colors and such for your complexion down below. I think what I'm gonna do is actually go in with the Sunset bronzer. So this bronzer right here, just because the deep bronzer looks a little too coppery for my liking. I generally like the Physicians Formula Butter Bronzers. Ooh, that's actually got quite a bit of pigment. Oh damn. Give me a minute to blend that. So that happened to be a little more pigmented than I was expecting. I'm just gonna go back into the powder brush I originally used, and I'm gonna veil a little bit, just basically trying to diffuse the bronzer that I have with just whatever excess powder is left on this brush. I think that's the best I can do with my bronzer at the moment. Again, I'm just not gonna fuss over it that much. I'm gonna do blush next, and I know we've got a couple of colors in here. I feel like they're a little more muted than what I would really like to use. I was gonna go in with this little Clinique Cheek Pop blush. This is in the shade Pink Pop. I thought it would actually work a little bit better with the eye look I've got going on, but maybe because the eyes are already so bright, I should probably stay a little more muted with the blush. Yeah, why not? And I think I'm just gonna go in with this apricot color over here. Ooh, it's actually very, very soft. I'm gonna use a fluffier brush because I just want to diffuse this color as much as possible. Very lightly, that's all I'm gonna take. Tap off the excess, and I do need a mirror. I'm gonna lightly tap that color on. That actually looks really nice. Maybe instead of using glitter on my eyes, I might just use these highlighters here for a little bit of inner corner shimmer. And I think I'm gonna go into Whimsical. So this color right up here looks a little bit of pinky gold. So it's primarily pink, but it's got these gold strips through it. I kind of like it. It does definitely pop in the light, I find. I would almost be afraid to actually use that highlighter on my face because I think it is a little too intense for me. I generally don't like highlighter on my face. If you've been with me for a while, you know I got texture on my skin and I ain't trying to enhance that. I think that's most of my complexion complete. I just need to find a lipstick that I'm gonna be happy with. Give me 1 second to dig through some colors. I think I found something that I like. What do you guys think? A little bit of a brighter pink. This is actually from ColourPop. It's an ultra blotted lip in the shade Doozy. So, I don't know. We're gonna slap it on and see what happens. I really like that. I think it looks good. Yes. I feel accomplished. We're just going to take that hair down. Oh yeah, how do I look? Is this my Vogue shot? And that is the completed look. I feel like it actually turned out pretty cool. Yeah, you could probably jazz it up with a little more glitter. Maybe you could switch out the lip, do something a little more neutral, or make it pop a little bit more. I kind of like the way everything looks at the moment, so I'm gonna stick with it. And if you have made it this far into the video, a huge thank you goes out to you from me for watching this, for hearing me ramble, for allowing me to vent and also explain what's been going on through my head over the last few weeks, and also give you an idea of why I haven't been posting as much as I used to. As always, if you want to join in on the conversation, make sure you leave a comment down below. You can also reach out to me through all of my social media, which I will link for you in the description box, so be sure to go ahead and expand that. I love hearing from you in my DM, so please don't hesitate to reach out. Oh, and I should say, before you click out of this video, please don't forget to give it a big thumbs up and also subscribe to my channel so you don't miss any future uploads whenever they happen to be. Thank you again so much for watching this video, guys. I really hope you enjoyed it, and I also appreciate you letting me vent for the last, I don't know, 20-30 minutes. I hope you are all having an amazing day no matter where you are in the world. Stay beautiful, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!